Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. That sounds very enthusiastic, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to this one today. Um, I don't know if you guys saw on Mastodon or Facebook when I posted up my, coming soon for this one, but there's a picture from Star Wars Resistance, which is a highly underrated cartoon. I really did enjoy it, of the outside of the Colossus with some tarps basically hanging down for shade. And I've always thought it was a cool look. I liked it a lot. And I was thinking of doing something kind of like that, um, but a little bit more artsy and intentional. I mean, the other thing is we're basing this world loosely around sort of an Arabic sort of look. And that cloth covered bazaar has always been another super cool look with the light kind of streaming in through the fabric above and tinting the air and the ground and the shadows and all that stuff. I just think it's super cool. So we're gonna try doing something like that as and the base environment I'm thinking of is sort of like a circular plaza that's supposed to be representative of the gratefulness for the settlers for arriving in one piece and successfully starting their settlement. So um, it's sort of a public square kind of thing, and that's the story. Yeah. So let's start by putting a person in here because I think this is going to be very person scaled. Generate the person. Finish. Finish the creation process. Come on. There we go. Now delete, 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 and we're just gonna come in here and get rid of those two and delete the armature. So we just have our very basic person. Now I had a couple ideas and I'm not sure what the best one is for how to make the structure. Part of me wanted to take like the ring from like a ship, like that they literally use part of their colony ship to make this. And as it so happens, and I don't know if this will work or not, so let me preface that. Um, City Builder came out with their space kit and it had this neat like living quarters circular thing, which might be a little bit big. Let's see. I'm worried it's going to be huge. I mean, we could shrink it, but let's see. I just haven't pulled it into anything yet. So let's see what it looks like and see if it's worth using or if we need to make our own thing. If it works, it'd be cool. Da 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 da. Oh, that's huge. Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's the kind of vibe I'm looking for, but I think it's just too big for this one. Let's just try this Taurus ring. That's probably still too big, but let's see what it looks like to make our own, which is fine. I mean, I could shrink it, but there's so many human scaled things on those rings that, yeah, also cool. Kind of the vibe I'm going for, but very big, right? Well, yeah, very big, but it is somewhat like what I wanted to try for. Um, let's play with this for a second. Alt R and tab. I don't know if it's going to give us anything, but let's try it and see. How big is it? Oh, 5 million faces. Fuck this. Probably. I think it's too big. It's cool, but no, we're not going to even edit something this big. It's just going to take us too long. We'll make ourselves. So go away. So if we're going to make it ourselves, that's cool. Let's create our plane, make our ground plane first. And I think we want to make this thing about, I don't know. I don't want it to be huge because it's not a huge sediment. So like 100 feet side to side. So that's like 30 meters, so like 15 meters each side. So let's scale this up by like 8. And that's going to give us, no, sorry, that's half because it doesn't actually do a radius. So that's 15 meters, S2. So we're going to make this to be like our total ground size. And actually, let's do it. Make our lives easier. Since we know we want it to be a circle, let's make it a circle. And it's going to be radius of 15 meters. There we go. And fill it. So there's our ground plane. I'm going to close this, give us more room until we need to bash. And let's save. I've been taking all my old Ian Hubert assets he gives away and turning them into actual assets I can use. And there's some good stuff there, man. It's 230627, right? Yeah. If you can only follow one person on Patreon, follow me. If you can follow 2 people on Patreon, follow me and Ian. Live stream Plaza of Sales. Spell. There we go. Okay, so we know I want our ground to be like this. And we know I kind of do want that ring thing going on the outside. So let's just see if we can't. What's our best way to make that? We could do a torus, but it's going to be kind of bloated, and it'll have the curve, the inward curve. We don't even need to worry about that. Let's Shift D, Tab I, and select enter, yep, and X, and delete faces. A, E, 3. Cool. And then GZ 2.8. So we could do a ring like that. I think that might work for us. And I want to move my dude because I want to put something in the center too. Let's see, Shift A, mesh, cylinder. I want it to be a radius of 3. Is that too much? No, 3 looks good. And a depth of like 5 total, maybe. And then GZ 2.5. Bringing it up. Summit like that. That's looking cool to me. And now we need to kind of work on our structure below. And if we could get something kind of Persian-y, that would be cool. So let's look. Big, medium, small, Grand Bazaar, building, kit, walls, wall modules? No, not walls. Doors? No. Domes? No. Just kind of looking to see if there's anything like that is what we're looking for, I think. I think this one will work nicely. I hope. It should. Let's see. 1, 1. But it needs to be a lot bigger. So let's scale that sucker up. Alt G. And tab A, GZ. Cool. And let's hide our cylinder. And can we just scale this now? Yep. Needs to be, that's cool. Something like that. Now, let's see. Can we, I know what we can do. Let's see how it looks. Q, operators, mesh tools, which was it? Yeah, mesh tools, radial array. We could do that. Yeah, that looks cool. I think that's a good one. I like that. We could increase our number to give us more, but actually I kind of like that number. I think that's good. Cool. And then can we now just say, what's our easiest way to deal with this? So those 2, 7, 9, tab, not that one, this one. Tab 3. It doesn't line up exact, does it? That would be too nice. It would be too nice. Because I don't have, let's see, how many do we got? Let's look and see. We should be able to figure this out. Radial array, 10. We don't want 10. Let's try. It was 32 by default, right? So 8 would line us up evenly with 32, wouldn't it? I think it would. And 8 seems acceptable. Yes, that lines us up perfectly, but does give us a bit more. We'll have to figure out what to do with the spaces in between. But I think we'll do something cool. I know we'll do something cool. Okay, and 1E down like that. Oh, I got one too many. Don't want this one. 1E. Just bring it down a little bit beyond. Cool. Alrighty then. So now we got a couple options. We could just extend these out. That might be our easiest thing to do. Is if we just turn on and tab and just solo it. Now what happened? Can we grab? Is it possible for us to just grab this side? Not super easily, actually. It's a little bit wonked. But pillars. Can we create ourselves some cool looking pillars that'll do the job? Let's try this one. And we're gonna have to kind of lay it out first and then we'll make it work. I think you'll see what I mean in a minute. Let's turn off that. Yep. And scale it Z, SZ. And I think 2. Alt D. GY. Take those two. And can we join them together now? And skip S Shift C. Scale it up. So we got something like that. Do we like that? I think that'll work. Shift C, bring it in. GY. Something like that. And then if we take the same thing, bring it over here like that. Something like that could be cool. I think that'll work for us. All right, so if we're gonna do that, then what we want to do now is take this sucker. I want to turn these off again. And let's see. Yeah, okay. 7. So it goes like that. All right. So let's take these, RZ90, this Alt G. No, because I don't want them all together. And merge it with this just for right now. Can do that. Yep, cool. Now if we edit 7 CGX dot GY, just trying to get it like kind of lined up reasonably right. The center, tab, voila. Cool. So now we have our doors into the plaza. I think that's cool. I hope you're with me here. Staying along. Turn back on our cylinder. And I think I now want to take this sucker and bevel it. Actually, not going to do that. 3. Let's just I, E, looking good. Is it? Are we okay with it? Yep. And then, no, is there a way to, I think there's a way to outset. Yes. Go bigger? No. Control Z. But don't do that yet. I'm just thinking how I wanted this to handle this. EGZ3. E 3 meters. Oh, just need to get it a little higher than the thing in the center. I think that'll be a good amount. That's fine. Yeah. But I do kind of want to add some interest here. So bevel it. Alt E. Extrude faces along normals. Bring it out. Yep. Now let's save again. Okay, so we've got the start of our shape. Our building's looking good. We have everything's lined up centered, which is important. We've got our doors, we've got our central pillar, and we got our external things. Now, I just want to try and make sure this is going to work the way we want it to, because I think that's important. So let's Shift A, mesh plane, SX4. Let's go 5. Okay, tab 2, Control R. We want to have 5 even things, just so we keep our squares nice and even. GX, I think that'd be a good size. Cool. Right. GZ, bring it up to here. And RX, no, RY. Angle it like that. GZ, bring it up a bit more. All right, something like this. Now, let's try some stuff. First off, A, W, subdivide. Yep, we're getting even squares, great. Number of cuts, 5. That'd be a good starting point. Okay, and 1. Now I want to select this, and I'm going to try using something I rarely use. Nearest face, and it's on. Gonna go E. You gonna link to me? Gonna work? Did I turn on? I didn't turn on. On. Yeah. E. Cool. It does go to the nearest face. And G should stay to that face there. And GZ, bring it down to like that. And here, E, also that way. And GZ. I'm actually going to, before I do this, let's make my lives easier. R, tab, 2, Control R, Control B. I'll bevel it with 0.1. Sure. Alt E, normals in. Okay, cool. Because now now I know where I'm going. 1 G. Let's go to the top of that, and yeah, to the center of it. Okay, that's looking good. And then we come down here. We do the same thing on this side, which means we probably want a loop on this side too. So let's come through, tab 2, just to make my life easier. Like there, Control B, 0.1, almost in just slightly. Cool, tab 1, E, and make it move it out a little bit. Cool, and E, tab E. Come back. Come here. Come here. Too far. G. And come on. G. I want it to be that face. Can we go nearest? Yeah, face nearest should be fine. Ah, you bastard. Let's just turn it off for right now. Bring it down to like there. And we can turn it back on again. Okay, so now we have this sucker here. And if we take this and simply create cloth, and I want it to be silk, why not? Now we want to come back into here, solo this. We want to grab these edges, these points rather, these vertices, and assign them to the pin group that simply creates for us. Now, if we play, Woohoo! We get a neat looking cloth. And I mean, honestly, I think that's probably enough geo. I don't think we even need more than that. That's looking kind of sweet. And now, and we're basically right over our door, which is, yeah, because I lined it up that way. Let's take this object set origin to 3D cursor. Now we should be able to take this Q radial array. Now, interesting. Let's undo that. Not sure what's going on. Let's see, Control A, rotation and scale. That might help. Don't think I did that before. Q, radial array. Yes, there we go. And we're going to set our displace on that. Rate of display should be 0. Yeah. And that gives us these neat kind of hanging things there like that. And I think that's pretty cool as a start. I'm liking it. I'm going to apply the cloth on it just to make our lives easier because we liked it. Now, can we duplicate it? GZ, turn off snapping. GZ, are we not? Let's turn off radial displace for right now in radial array. GZ, bring it up. So now it's right on top. And if we were set to, our axis is there, can we rotate it RZ 15, 20, right? No? Okay, so let's do the math, right? We got 8 blah, blah, blah. Do we have 8 or 10? How many did I create here? We got 8. So 22.5. That's the angle we want. RZ 22.5. No. My math's not doing right. Let's see. Calculator. 360 divided by 16. 22.5. Now that should be what it is. That's what I thought. Why does that not look right? Yeah, well, let's just RZ and see where it looks good. It looks good at like 9. Yeah. I'm just gonna Alt R, bring it back to default. So if we make this RZ90, that works. Oh, it's a third of that. Let's see. Now, RZ90 divided by 2. What? RZ90 divided by 2. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's because it's not perfect, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10. That's why. It does help if I can count. But we can fix that. I want it to be 8 or 16. Now 8, I think we want. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Now, Shift D, GZ. Again, kill the arrays for whatever reason. GZ, bring it up. And now RZ 22.5. Now we're lined up right. Yes. Now, local SY. Just want it to be a different shape a little bit. So we'll make it 0.66. Keep it even. Now, let's do another radial array on it. Radial array. 8. Looking all right. Displacement is 0, right? Strength is 0. There we go. So we got some other ones hanging down further up. That also looks cool. Then maybe even one or two more. Let's go crazy. We still have the room. Shift D. Remove these again, just because I don't know why they don't like me. And GZ up to like the top, which means we need to increase the size of this, which we can do. 3, 3, what? Global. Oh, is it on outset? Yes, it's on outset. Thickness 0.1 is what we said before. Now let's bring it up to here. There we go. Okay. And then we now get this thing again. 7. And we want to RZ 11.25. Okay, looking good. And go back to local. SY 0.5. I'm gonna make it a narrower one. And then we will Q radial array. We want this place to be 0 if it's not. Seems to default to something higher. And we want this radial array here to be 16. Yes. Now we have 3 layers of hanging things. I think that's super cool. I'm kind of digging it. I'm liking it. Let's save because it's been a while. Now, let's see. We need to fix some things. Just a couple little things we know. Let's solo this. Tab. Dot. Come here to it. 0. Come in. This is fine. This has no width right now. So if we render, it'll be invisible. And we can fix that. Q curve extract just a little bit, just to like that. Actually, let's not even do that yet. I'm gonna do this the same thing I did with the, there we go. So when I was doing my tarp covered objects, I did it this way too. Q, curve extract. Now it kind of connects in a little bit. Looks like it has a little, sewed edge to it. And geometry, we're going to make it 0.015, not minus. And just so we remember what it is, that looks good. Then we're going to Q. Maybe we don't convert to mesh just yet. Well, let's convert to mesh. Convert to mesh. Cool. Now we're going to give it a material of rope, just so it has a different material. And this is going to have a material of sail. I know it's not a sail, but it doesn't really matter. So we take this and this, Control J, boom. Now we have rope on all of that one. Let's do it up to the next level. Same thing. Select it, edit it, plus, plus, cool, Q, convert to our curve extract, and again, 0.015, Q, convert to mesh, make it rope, make this sail, join it together. Cool. And then one more. Or was that the big one? That was the top one. Did I already do that one? Yeah. The middle one. Same difference. Plus, plus, Q, curve extract, 0.015, Q, convert to mesh, make it rope, make it sail, join, and we keep and save. So now we've got rope connecting it. We want to be really tight. We'd put some like blobs at the end there, but I don't know that we're going to need to worry about it for right now. I am digging. I think this is neat. Now, let's look at what we've got. We do want to techify it. That's our next step. I can't see if anybody's here today or not. I hope you are. I think this is going to be good. But if you're not, hopefully you'll see it later. All right, so we've got that. I think I'm just going to take our base, 3e minus 0.3, so a foot, and solidify it. So now, like the building just will stand above. If we put a ground plane somewhere, it has a actual ground plane. And let's make sure it, yeah, looks good. Alt V, face orientation, does need to be switched. A, Shift N, there we go. Everything's looking good. We're all coming up Millhouse. Alrighty. Now I wanted to make this techie looking, and I think we're gonna lean into some pipes, I think on this particularly. So let's take this sucker and tab A, not on the top, just solo it. Not on the bottom, and not on those sides either. All right, so we got everything just just the horizontal faces. Tab, Shift Q, tubes, amount 200, maybe even 300. And we're going to do a cut. I mean, that's cool looking. That is sort of working for me. Cool. Give us some tubage. Let's do it again. Shift Q, tubes. This time we're going to go with 50. We're going to go with a different seed. And we're going to set our curve depth to 0.05. Get some bigger ones. How are we feeling about that? I think that's looking all right. And again, let's cut it. No, actually, I liked it better without the cuts on this one. I think I like that first one. Cool. Now let's do it one more time. Shift Q, tubes, 50 again, length max of 10, cut of 1, depth of 0.1. Go for a couple of big old pipes now. F9, shortest. And F9, and I think I'm going to go with 100. It's not even. I don't really necessarily want it to be symmetrical 100%, but I think that will work. I'm going to take my max offset to 0.2, so that will extend out, maybe even 0.3. So these cables are sticking, or these tubes are coming out from our center thing. I like that. So a lot of what this is doing is hiding those connection points. That's kind of half the reason we're doing this. That works for me. So now Shift Q, let's do another thing. Now that we've got our tubes in place, let's do some plate insets. And I want our max depth to be 0.2. What are we feeling about this? F9, size, max of 4, and subdivision of 3. Let's see what this gives us. I mean, yeah, I think that's working nicely. That's a sort of a sci-fi greebly bullshit thing, which is exactly what we wanted it to be. And I think we want to do the same kind of thing here on the walls. Maybe not to quite that level, but something like it. So let's just solo our walls now. Tab. And can we select these faces, these faces, these faces? Yep. And I'm going to leave those lower faces alone for right now. And tab, Shift Q, tubes, seed of 1. Those are those big tubes. F9, none. I like none. Length max of 15 with a cut of 1. Yes, I think that's cool. That's given us sort of what I was looking for that. Again, let's do it again. Tubes, we're going to increase our number to 200. We're going to decrease our depth to 0.05. We're going to grab a new seed, and we're going to cut into our thing. Okay. Yes. And again, one more time. Random tubes, we'll go to 300. We've got the polys. And curve 0.025. And seed, let's get a number. And cuts to, how we feeling now? That's looking cool. Now, do we want to do the panels on this one or cuts? Let's try panel insets, plate insets, subdiv 1, 2, max depth. I feel like we can go a bit more on this. Maybe let's try one more subdiv. Max depth on this of 0.5. It's bringing us out more. Let's see, I'm going to reverse it to be more like 75 of them go in. Word. Okay. I think I dig it. Bring things back and save. Bring things back. There we go. Whoo, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. And then, excuse me. That's good. I want to do something fun with these panels down here. And I'm not entirely sure what yet, but something more deliberate, for lack of a better word. I think we use another radial array. We could do some greebles. Let's see if that would work. File shop, kit objects, trim sheet, canisters. I mean, you could do something like that as like a weird, almost like a pillar. I can speak, right? Or hull parts. Hull parts could be cool though. Let's see if we did something like this. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to turn all these off, I think, just for right now so I can see. Let's see, Alt G, bring it back to the center. Scale it down a lot. RX90. Let's see. Now, if we did a radial array of this thing, also 8. Radial array. Control A, rotation and scale. No. Let's get rid of that. Solo the sucker first. Now, Control A, rotation scale. And let's see, Q radial array. Okay, that's better. And displace is how we set our distance. Set it there. And we rotate it RZ 11.25, no, RZ, so it lines up kind of with that. And I need 8, not 10. Something like that. I mean, it's kind of cool. Bring it up to like here. Can line it up pretty close to perfectly. It's not going to work exactly, but the pieces don't work exactly. I think that could be neat. Okay, save. Where are we at? 51 minutes. We're doing great. No, we are though. This is cool. I think that's looking very much like I wanted it to look. And maybe that means we select our outer shape here and we give it that same classic sci-fi sheeting. A, U, cube projection. How do we feel about it? I mean, it's got some grunge to it that I kind of appreciate. Maybe a bit too much given all the piping and stuff. Let's see if we turn the grunge down on it a bit. Shading. We come up here. I want to see it. So let's go back to what it's actually going to look like. And instead of distance of 3, let's take a distance of 1. Yeah, that's a lot better. Maybe even 0.5. I think that is better. Works for me. Save. Let's do the same material on this one. And looking good. Okay. Now, what do we want our pipages to be? That'll be an interesting question. Control save. I want, first off, I think do I want to convert them all to mesh? It's going to make my life easier in some ways. Let's do it. Object, convert to mesh. Okay. I'm not sure I want to unify them yet. Let's leave them separate because there are things we can do. Let's go to our shaders and let's see how we feel. First off, let's try just some of my similar but not the same shaders. Tab. That's this one, right? Tab A U cube projection. It gives us some of the, like, there's grays and there's different colors to it. And then we select this one. Let's try this one just as grunge yellow. So we get a bit of, yep, that works. And then maybe this one. 31 orange. Let's see. Yep, I'm good with that. I think that's cool. So let's do the same thing over here. This one is going to be bigger. Tab A U cube projection. Okay. This one will be yellow. And then our smaller one here will be our orange. Save. Yep. So if they didn't use the hull, they wanted it to look like the hull of their ship. So this is to represent their journey, their hope at finding a new place, all that sort of stuff. Ground texture. What do we want the floor to be? I mean, we could also just, again, just give it the hull. Let's see. Ooh, that needs to be UV'd. U, cube projection. And I mean, I don't hate it. I don't like the grunge on this one though. So I think I'm going to make it separate. And shading. I think I might just get rid of it. Yeah. The floor doesn't have the same patina. We'll leave it at this for right now. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but you know, big plates. Are the plates too big? They do feel large compared to the rest of the ship or the building. Blah. UV editing. Why am I not seeing it? Metal panels. There we go. A. Now if I scale it up, it's going to break the. Let's see how it looks. We'll have some edges that are just kind of like cuts, but no, that works okay. I like that. You can just, we're getting some duplication, but that's okay. That. I kind of like it. I think it needs some shine, maybe some just some little things, but I think that's a good size for this. I'm all right with that. Yep. Let's turn back on our fabs. And we're at basically an hour. So maybe it's time to start playing with our fabs a little bit. Oh, we got these doors to deal with too. What do we want our textures to be for them? Right now, can I make our pillar just our distressed hull texture? This kind of works for me. Yeah, maybe it kind of works for me. Let's see how we like it on balcony. I like it better there. Let's see our pillar. Can I just do grunge concrete? How's that look? You know, better. And from the inside, you can't even really tell, which is cool. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that for right now. Now, Let's see here, the rope texture. I think I just have a kit bash rope texture. Let's see. I do. Let's just see what we get. Maybe it's just the easiest thing to do for these. Rope, place rope, yep, and down and replace rope. Not that one. Replace rope. Okay, there we go. Save. Now, fabrics for this. I want it to be a little see-through. I don't want it to be too grungy, although we've got some grunge from the other stuff. And I wouldn't mind lots of different colors. So I think we're going to make our own texture here. Let's start with something just to get us something cool. Fabric, and sure, we're just going to start with this. Fabric scraps. Let's see how that looks. I'm okay with it. And we're going to do the same. I'm just going to change this to fabric scraps because we're going to use all the same fabric scraps. And I don't actually hate that, but there's a few things we needed to do. So the first thing we need to do is have some different colors. So Shift A, search, hue, saturation value, put it in there. And will this work? Let us try. Shift A, search, random generator. I created that a while ago. It just goes into hue. And it makes each layer different. That might be the best we get out of this without having to go nuts. But that's okay too. That's not bad. I actually can deal with that. Just to get some difference. Cool. Now, the other thing I want to do is have this thing transmit color through it. So transmission strength of 1, but roughness of quite high. Probably also 1. Now let's test that and see what we get. Don't have to go back to here, but we will. All right, lights, Shift A, sun, GZ, just so I can see it. And yeah, we're getting some through. Intensity 10. Yeah, see, we're getting the color shadows. That's nice. That's what I was looking for. That's pretty cool. That's very much the vibe I wanted to get, was that kind of streamer look going to it. We could, just for funsies, shading. Let's see what we get if we don't even need to make it random. What if we just punch up the saturation to like 4? That gonna give us more color? Yeah, it does give us more color in the shadows. Cool. That's what we wanted. And then could we even, what happens if we change our alpha to like 0.95? Makes it just a little bit paler, kind of slightly see-through, but not a lot. I think that's good. That's a neat looking texture. Cool. I'm liking it. I'm actually liking it a lot. We're doing well on this one. That's set. Let's just make sure our shading is set to the same amount on it. Yep, 0.5 for the dirt standard. That's cool. Alrighty. I am liking this quite a lot. Now, what we think we're going to need, particularly as we set up a shot, is something on the outside of it a little bit. So, like, where do we don't need to go nuts about it, but I think we do need to see something. So let's start with our sky. Let's start seeing if we can lay in that and get it the way we want it to be. Maker library, yes. And sea view. And I wish I had one that was just in the water 360. Like that would be so handy to have. I kind of want it bright because I want to be able to see some of that lighting. Let's see what this one does. Add. We still got that sun, which I mean I might need to keep, but if we turn it off, see it gets very dark. Let's start setting up our camera. Turn back on the sun for right now. And we want camera, Arial X65. I'm going to close this for right now. Give us a bit more screen real estate. Lens, anamorphic, resolution, yes, and 239. And 50 is good, but let's go to 35. Let's give us a nice wide lens. There's our dude. This is a doorway, right? Yeah. Yep, there's the door. So we come through the door. We kind of look at it like that. And that is our plaza of sales. And that's looking pretty cool. I'm digging it. I do think I want to add an antenna up here. I think that something just going up there would make it, give it a focal point, and I think it would help with the building. And I'm going to be lazy again and not make it myself. Antenna or radar? Always the question. Let's start with radar. Alt G, take it to the center. GZ, bring it up. And let's scale it so it takes something like that. Can we even see it? I'm sure we can, right? We can see something. Not a lot, but something. But maybe if we change the angle. But what if, ooh, yeah, I do like this piece. We're going to leave it there. But what if we add to it with that city builder space torus ring? It's thinking to put it in there. Alt G, Alt R, scale it. Now we can scale because this is just going to be for noise up the top. I mean, from that angle, you can't see shit, but do we like it? Is it too much? It might be too much. And it's just, I mean, either way, it's just a hugely, grossly high poly object. Let's see. Do we have anything in the Kit Bash spaceships set that we'd like to use? ring group. So much cool stuff here. I don't use nearly enough of this stuff. Every time I look, I'm like, oh yeah, I've got all this. It's cool. And then I don't use it. Ring connector. Let's see. Maybe. Add insert. There we go. Alt R. And GZ. Let's see. RY90. No, RX90. Yes. Object. Set origin. Center of mass volume. Is it the right object? Yeah. Alt G. GZ. Oh. Global. GZ. Yeah, okay, that's right. Scale. I don't know that makes a lot of difference. Seven. Are we lined up properly? It looks like we are. I might be spending a lot of time on something that makes no difference here. That is certainly possible. But I like that on the top. I do think that's cool. I don't like the material though. Classic. Yeah, there we go. Now it makes sense with everything else. And we can see water out the side, and that's cool. Maybe we put like a building or two out here, just sort of floating. Let's save. And where do we grab one of those from? I could just use one of the ones I already made. Let's see. Blender. Open up a new Blender here real quick. Yep. And open. And fishing village. Was it right? Yep. Getting warm in here today. Starting to feel the summertime. Can't have the fan on when I'm doing my stream. And just wanted like a single building. Dot. Can we just hide that? Let's see what's left. There we go. Okay, let's take that building. I like it. Copy objects. Come back over here. Paste our objects. Alt G. G. Bring it over there. And put it like right here. Maybe we can duplicate it and bring it up to like that. Y. GX. Couple things out there. That looks cool. It's subtle, but I think I like it. And yeah, if I still have it open, yeah, let's grab one more. Which building we want to use? It really doesn't matter. I'll grab this sucker. Copy objects. Paste. Alt G. 7. G. No. Control V. There we go. Alt G. G over here. 0. And G. And just so we can sort of see. So we want to have a building up like that too. Yeah. Why is it not connecting the ground? We don't know. We don't care. It doesn't really matter. Alt D. RZ90. G. Yep. Cool. Save. And yeah. Only other thing I might want to put in here now. Well, maybe not the only, but another thing I might want to put in here. Let's look and see. Some plant life, just to like green up the place a little bit. Let's hide these cloths just so I can see what I'm looking at. Like a planter along here and here could be kind of neat if it just sort of went around. I think that could be cool. So let's make one. Or bring one in. I'm not gonna make one. I'm lazy. Let's go to pots. And nothing is called Rob with pots. Yes, pots. I'm liking this diamond pattern one. Let's bring it in. Let's put it over here first. Okay. Yeah. And how big is it compared to our dude? We're gonna make it a little bigger. Let's scale it up. And then let's put a plant of some kind in it. I'm thinking something neat looking. I mean, that's neat looking. Just get rid of that bottom part. Like I like that as a plant. I think it's cool, but the bottom's gonna mess with us a little bit. L, no. One, solo it, and Alt Z, B, X, faces, tab, bring it back, Alt Z. Okay, now we can even scale that up a bit. Bring it down. It's kind of a neat looking plant. And let's join them together. And how do we want to handle it? Let's select that and that. Solo it. And join it. Now if we edit, 7, B, we got Alt Z on, yeah, right, B, cool, all selected, yep, and then we go G and Shift D, R, tab. Let's see if we're on the inside or the outside. Reasonably good, but we didn't line it up properly. But that's the inside, so that's where we want to be. lines come in. And looks like it's lined up properly. 7. Yeah, I think it reasonably is, actually. 0. Cool. And we bring back our drapes and turn back on our thing. It's subtle, but I like it. I don't like the color for the base, though, or the vase. I want it to be white. I want it to be kind of more... Actually, I still want it to be, I think, the same color. I'm going to make it our spaceship panel. Yep. That works for me. Okay. Save. I'm not sure about this guy. At least not yet. Can I turn it down? Exposure -1. It still feels -2. And that feels too dark. I want a nice blue sky if I could find such a thing. Let's try this one. Let's just see what it gives us. Yeah, that's better. I think that is more what we want. Angle. Rotate that so we just get pure water. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's looking better. Now it feels brighter. Exposure. Do we bring it down 1? No, I think we like it high. Particularly with our sun's this bright. And our sun is very bright right now, right? It's 10. Take it down to 5. No, I like it at 10. I like it blasting. Maybe not straight down though. 7 GY. Let's see. Just bring it into our frame so we can adjust it. I like that. I could maybe angle it a little bit more. Which way we want to go? Ooh, that's neat. So we got a little bit of that sort of edge there. That's cool. Yeah. There's our Plaza of Sales. 124. Well, let's put some people in then. I'm going to get rid of this dude. And we could just put like a crowd of randos in here using like the crowd plugin. But I don't know. I think we'll keep it a little bit more quiet than that. And it will give us the opportunity to really push that Arabic look if we use some people from Grand Bazaar. Crown characters. I want our dude praying, I think. Where's he going? Did I put him in the wrong spot? 0. Oh, he's all right. Yeah, this is like, I'm not saying it's a mosque because clearly it's not, but this is like these people are, this is a holy place for them in some senses. Maybe not a, like I said, not a mosque, but let's grab a couple praying guys. Get him and him. Let's have 2 of them here, like that. Then we're going to have this woman walking here. I don't like her feet. So we're going to turn her so we can't really see them. And we'll have this guy also walking in maybe the same direction. So like they're together, which I like. And let's see. This woman over here, back more with those guys. Zero. Keep wanting to turn them around. I don't know why. Or lower them. So she's there. They're there. Okay. And we're going to grab a couple of people from some of the other kits too. Just, again, because why not? Character posed 2K. This guy is kind of walking. I don't want him running. Carrying. I'll have to give him something to carry, but we can do that. And so this is like, because this is in the center of town, people will walk through here as they are doing stuff, right? So canisters, sure. S.1, where'd it go? Alt R, scale it down, more, GZ, come in, let's see, S, Shift Y, make it bigger. Okay. Yeah, now I got to put them together. Excuse me. Now let's just join those together, just so I can move them easier. G, R. Okay, yeah, he's walking carrying his stuff. That's cool. And I wish I had a kid. I mean, I could obviously make one with Daz or whatever, or just use a photo scan kid. But I want to find some of those to use. And those are all too actiony. Let's go over here. Posed. Worker on his phone. Always a good guy to have. But put him way back here. Let's see where he is. That's cool. Push him back a bit more. There we go. And he's also standing properly. Faith, Seth. Faith. Okay, save. And yeah, all right, let's turn back on our cloth. We're at 90 minutes. And look at things, see where we're at. Dude, that's working for me. That's pretty much the vibe I wanted. I might try a couple other lighting things, but I like having the light come through. The only other option would be to try for like a sunset red in the sky. But I'm liking this. I might move it around so some people are not totally in shadows like this, or just bring up the contrast a bit. But anyway, I hope this was interesting. I had a good time doing this one. I thought it was cool. And I'm happy with how it turned out. I like my little cloth sails quite a bit. Um, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe on YouTube and share it around and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies, whatever. Um, and I will be back again tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye bye.